What's up, everybody? Cole Sands here. One thing that I always look forward to at the start of the year is getting some of these great products from my sponsors, and there's no better sponsor than Yo-Zuri and Hardcore. They've been a great sponsor. They make some great lures. I know y'all heard me talk about their baits this past year, and can't say enough good things about them. But I got a huge box of stuff. I figured I'd just do an unboxing and kind of show y'all what's coming to the market in 2022 and get y'all excited about it. So let's go ahead and start, because I got a lot of stuff to show y'all. And I haven't even looked in here yet either, so I don't even remember what all I got, but I know I got some really cool stuff, and I'm excited to open it. So, for starters, this is actually, I got my hands on this crankbait last year, and that's the Hardcore Bullet Crank 7 Plus. And dude, what is really cool about this crankbait, and I do a lot of deep cranking here in the Tennessee River, Lake Chickamauga and places around here. What's really, really cool about this thing is the action. It wobbles like crazy more than any crankbait you've ever thrown. Dives super deep. I was getting this down to about 28 foot, 30 foot last summer, or this past summer, and caught some really nice fish. That's the citrus color, one of my go-tos out here. Got a couple different other colors to try around with. I don't even know the name of this one. Holographic shad. It's a really kind of different color. Just trying to get some different stuff, see if I can get some confidence in it. And then that's a really good looking color. That's just the sexy shad. So it's going to be something I continue to play around with a lot this year. I kind of got them a little bit late last year, if I remember right. But that's going to be a killer this year. I can't wait for them fish to get in the ledges, sling that big thing around, catch some giant bass. It should be fun. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, got some Hardcore 65 Flash and Vibes. And this is a really cool concept for this lipless crankbait. It's the size of a ½ ounce, but it actually weighs 3/4 ounce, which I really like, because sometimes in fish all across, no matter where you go, but especially out on Chickamauga, you'll get a lot of fish in that like 7 to 12, 13 foot range, which is almost too deep for that ½ ounce. And you need a kind of a 3/4 ounce, but I like that it's the size of a ½ ounce. It's a little bit smaller, kind of keep that smaller bait fish profile, and that's going to be a killer bait. It's got kind of a different head style on it too. Should create a really cool wobble. And what's cool about it, it's got tungsten in it. That's what makes it a little bit heavier. Should cast like a mile. It's kind of that same citrus color. They got some really, really cool color designs with it. That's kind of a bluegill color. That's skeleton bluegill. Super hyper realistic. It's Hardcore. It's a Japanese brand. They make super high quality baits. They come with great hooks, and the paint jobs on them are unbelievable. And then it's the color I'm excited about. And that's that same Flash and Vibe. But this is grass carp, but man, that looks so good for this lake. It's got a little white in it, a little gray, a little gold, and kind of a, can't really tell, but kind of a bluish gray on top. And it actually looks a little bit different in the video than it does in person, but that is going to be a killer. That's probably the color I'm most excited about. It looks good. Like I said, I haven't got to throw it. And that looks like a color that would work good in Florida. I leave Friday to go to my first Bassmaster Open of the year down the Kissimmee chain. I'm definitely going to be slinging that thing around. What's cool about, like I said, it weighs a little bit more. Probably throw that around some shell beds, some deep grass, some of that deeper 8, 10, 12 foot stuff. And I bet I catch some big fish on that thing. Got some different, the Hardcore Popper. I don't know if y'all heard me talk about this last year. Got a couple different colors to try out. This last year I was throwing, I'll show you the color. I was throwing the Ghost Pearl Shad back, I think it was like August, September. And I was having some really awesome days throwing that thing around on Chickamauga. You got kind of some different colors. I feel like that would be a really good smallmouth color. Maybe if the water's a little off color. That's the Ghost Pearl Chartreuse. That's a really good looking color there. That's the metallic Ghost IU. Just a couple different colors to try around with. What's cool about this popper, you can cast it a mile. It walks the dog better than any popper I've ever used. And it is just a really, I mean, honestly, honest to God, best popper I've ever thrown. Casts better, walks better, and the fish love it. Let's see what else we got. Pretty cool crankbait here. This is the 4 Plus. kind of like that 7 plus. You know, this thing, like I said, this thing right here dives 25 to 30 foot, but you get those fish in, you know, that 12 to 16 foot range. That's the 4 plus. One of my staples, chartreuse blue, or this is blueback chartreuse is what Hardcore calls it. Haven't got my hands on these yet, but I'm excited to have them. That's going to be a killer out on the Tennessee River. That's kind of the go-to color. See what else we got. Little SR 65, just a shallow running square bill. They make this is a Hardcore makes it. They make a really high quality square bill. Red color, you know, it's always good in the spring. I like throwing a square bill a lot, you know, come March, even early April. Bouncing around stumps, bouncing it around, you know, just stumps, rock, just whatever looks good. And that's a super high quality crankbait. I can't wait to throw. And then this color, that's the citrus color in it. Looks really good. Gonna be throwing it around a good bit. Well, let's see. That's the Hardcore minnow flat. They make a really good jerkbait. I got that little gold color for Florida. Fish in Florida just love gold. That's kind of a staple down there. But they make a really good jerkbait. You know, I love the Hardcore line of jerkbaits. It's just, I know I'm getting quality when I open up that bait. It's an interior paint job, so the paint is actually not on the outside of these baits. It's on the inside of a lot of them, which helps with, you know, you throw certain brands of rattle traps or lipless crankbaits or whatever, you're throwing jerk bait, and the paint will start to wear off after you've caught, you know, 9, 10, 20, 50 fish, whatever. With these Yo-Zuri crankbaits, you can't hardly, they very rarely chip off paint, which is really cool. That's what I really like about them. You just get a lot more fish catches per bait. Let's see what else we got. A few more of these crankbaits, these little shallow runners. I'm going to be traveling to places like the Red River, some dirty water places. That chartreuse blackback's always kind of a staple whenever that water gets muddy. Even out on Chickamauga, if that water gets super muddy, I like that color. Just a good fish catching color. Some more of these 3/4 ounce lipless crankbaits. That's a cool color. That's metallic ghost IU. That would be a good sunny day. Got a good flash type style bait right there. Some more just different colors in that same crankbait. You know, that they all work good. I figured that'd be a good muddy water color. That citrus shad, I think I already showed you one of those. T7 fluorocarbon. Yeah, you've heard me talk about this. Can't have enough of this stuff. I'll be lining up all my reels before I go to the Harris chain this week. Or I might actually wait till after practice. You know, that line's good. It lasts so long. I'd probably leave it on there a little longer than I should, but it's funny. Last year I got a good buddy, and he always changes his line out before the tournaments. He looked at me and said, "Man, aren't you going to change all your reels?" And I said, "Man, you don't have to when you use good lines." So it's kind of a joke we have between each other. But excited to get a couple spools of that for this season. And I will be spooling up, getting ready for these tournaments coming up, because you want to have the best line that you can. Because when you got money on the line, you want to put every fish in the boat. You don't want anything to break off. So here we go. Here's a 2 plus, kind of a weird, different style crankbait. It's going to have kind of a little wider wobble than maybe what you're traditionally used to. But I figured kind of a mid-range, just something different. You know, that dives probably about, it says 2 to 7 foot. I got some mid-range places where I really like to throw a crankbait. That's that ghost pearl shad. I've thrown it in other crankbaits. I haven't thrown it in this one yet, but I bet that'll be a good fish catcher. Let's see. Oh, excited to get these. That's that same minnow flat I talked about a second ago, but it's in a smaller size. It's in the 95. A lot of times you can downsize on Chickamauga and throw kind of a smaller size, whether it's a rattle trap or in this case a jerk bait. And you can get more bites. Or in the fall, a lot of times they chase smaller bait. So that's a good jerk bait to have, and that's that Ghost Pro Blue. What's cool about this one, it's got kind of a almost like a shad scale pattern on it. I don't know if you can kind of see it. So in the sun, you know, down there in the water, it's going to kind of emit a flash throughout the water column and should get you a few extra bites. So I'm excited to get those. Let's see. That's just in time. Got some braid, Yo-Zuri braid. Going to be spooling that up, definitely going to Florida. Going to be putting the braid on a lot of my rods, fishing in that heavy vegetation. Some more square bills. That's the Yo-Zuri side, the 3DB square bill. Kind of a little bit different size, a little bit different color pattern, but that's always been a good crankbait. That's a sexy shad one. It's a good one. Caught some fish on it. Excited to get some more of them. Let's see. A few more of the 4+, just medium or kind of medium to deep diving crankbaits. Oh, and then look at this little thing. Another minnow flat, but that's the little 70 size they make. I figured that'd be really good out in the fall when they're on that little bait. And man, that thing's about perfect size really for some of them bait fish in the fall. I don't think I've ever seen anybody really make a size jerkbait like that. That's cool. Super high quality crankbaits. This is the MR60. Been throwing this one around some rock lately. I've been throwing the red one a lot, but got some different colors. Chartreuse blue, that citrus shad. Kind of just a medium diving crankbait. That's kind of a cool little color. Ghost pearl chartreuse. It's the perfect little medium-sized crankbait for the winter time, and it's got a pretty unique wobble to it compared to other crankbaits. I like to go out and just go lure testing a lot of times, and I've seen the unique, kind of the unique vibration of each crankbait and the unique wobble, and it does make a difference. And that's proven to be a really good crankbait, and I'm excited to get some different colors in it. I think I've actually even talked about this one. Well, it's the 3DB. It's another medium crankbait. It's the I think it's the 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 medium runner. And this is a real crawfish. Real brown crawfish is the name of that color. So it's like a super realistic looking color. I got a tournament later this year on Lake Cherokee into March. It should be a good cranking tournament. I feel like something like that could be a big player. So I'm excited to get it. Let's see what else we got. And some of the stuff I'm just kind of restocking. That jerkbait right there, you've heard me talk about it a lot. That's the Jerkbait Deep 110 SP. That's the Ghost Sexy Shad color. Just restocking up, making sure I have plenty of them this winter. Got a little prop bait. I figured I'll take this down to Florida. I've heard really good things about it. I haven't got to use get my hands on it yet, but it's a bluegill pattern. Ought to catch some fish. Kind of got a different prop than most other prop baits. Let's see. Getting into some good stuff here. Got some more rattling vibes. Y'all hear me talk about these every week. That's a color I've actually been throwing some this week to catch some fish, and that's gizzard shad. That's that 5/8 ounce rattling vibe. Gizzard shad. That's a really cool color. Y'all have heard me talk about this one. Citrus shad. Good, really good crankbait. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I'm excited to get these. Ghost bluegill. And this is the 3X, this is the smaller size. It's only, 2 inches long. And I know this, about a month ago, I was catching a lot of fish with little bluegill down their throat. And all the bluegill were about that size. And that Ghost bluegill is going to match that forage perfectly. So I'm super excited. I got a guide trip tomorrow, and I think I'm going to have one of those tied on for my client. So that ought to be really, really cool to experiment with some. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, some more of these crankbaits. That's the MR60 from Hardcore. That thing's a little fish catcher right there. I'm excited to throw it around this spring. Hopefully get a little bit of rain, some muddy water, get on some rocky banks, maybe a little current, and catch some nice fish. Some more smaller rattling vibes, 3/8 ounce size, citrus shad. One of my go-tos. This was a good one for me this past fall and early winter. That's that little sexy shad, 3/8 ounce. It's been a good fish catcher. And then I'm super excited about this one too. Yo-Zuri came out with the one knocker. Some of y'all, I'm sure, already have your hands on these. They've been out for a little bit. But these fish are so pressured on this lake, just to give them something different. It's kind of a real subtle sound. And I'm excited just to throw something a little different out there and maybe get a few more bites that other people aren't getting. But that's kind of a cool color. Super realistic looking shad pattern there. That's black silver. You're gonna definitely be throwing it around a lot. Got that in a couple different colors. Just a sexy shad, one knocker. Some more hardcore square bills. It's a really good looking color. That's the metallic ghost IU. Rattling vibes, one knockers, citrus shad. I'm gonna have to get me a little rattle trap box with just one knockers because I'm really excited to try them out. Let's see what else we got. That color, that's a killer out here. And when that water gets clean on Chickamauga, Ghost Pearl Shad's kind of my go-to. Some more 3/8 ounce size, little gizzard shad. Looks good. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna run out of tackle storage, it looks like. That old nitro is gonna be running about 35 going down the lake. Oh yeah, same thing, just a bigger color, 5/8 or a bigger size, 5/8 ounce size, Ghost Pearl Shad. Some of the biggest bags I've had on this lake have been on that color. Some more spools of Yo-Zuri T7. That's the 8-pound. I like that on my spinning for my spinning gear. The leaders. I usually do a Yo-Zuri braid, usually 10-pound braid to a 8 or 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. That T7 is perfect for that. Some 12-pound, that'll be good for a jerk bait. Maybe even one of these crankbaits like the MR60. And then some more braid just in time for Florida. 65-pound. Throw it in that heavy grass, rip a big one out. Type stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. Y'all have heard me talk about this one. That's the Royal Purple shad from Yo-Zuri, but that's the 3/8 ounce size, which that ought to be a fish catcher. I'm excited to have that in a smaller size that I can really mess around with, and I know they eat that color, and I know they eat that size, so that ought to be a killer. Let's see, some more crankbaits, some shallow running. I wanted to get. I know this is a really good square bill. I just wanted to get it kind of in every color I could, and I mean that's one of my go-to colors anyway. So that Ghost Pearl Shad, that's a killer on Chickamauga. So I'm glad to have it. Some more square bills, some 3DB 1.5s, Pearl Black Splatter. That's been a good color as well. Some of the medium running MR60s, Ghost Pearl Shad as well. Let's see what else we got. Just some more jerk baits. That's the 1.5, just the normal running one. Ghost Sexy Shad. Got a tournament later this year on Cherokee, like I mentioned, and that chartreuse purple back, that's the bold table rock shad. From what I've heard, that's a killer up there on that lake. I wanted to be sure to get a couple of those. You got to have a couple of little red rattling vibes. That bite ought to really pick up these next couple of weeks. It's any day now before that red killer really starts to dominate. Kind of getting to an end here, but man, it's a ton of stuff, and I mean, I'm beyond blessed to have such a great sponsor. But that's one of these little pencils. You heard me talk about it last fall. I threw that pencil popper and that pencil a lot, and that's kind of a killer down there in Florida. That's the Prism Chartreuse Silver. So I'll be sure to throw that around probably this next week. And I like it because you can really see it in the water, and it's also a killer for smallmouth. So I had to get the same color in the pencil popper too. I'll probably throw that pencil popper in Florida a little bit more because I'll be around some giant fish, and I'll be trying to get them to come out of that grass. So I'll be sure to throw it around and see what we can make happen. Sounds like rattling vibes. Just in time, I was about to run out of these 5/8 ounce size Royal Purple Shad. Got a good little box of these. Got some of the 3DS MR cranks. Clint Davis, he's a touring pro. He calls that the auto bass because it's just a little tiny crankbait. But man, I've thrown it around and it does get bit. I mean, if you need a bite, put that little thing on. I got a couple different colors. I got another square bill. That's my go-to square bill color in the 1.5. That's green shad. Just kind of a really unique little color, and that's been my go-to in that bait right there. We got some more of the little crankbaits. It's that 3DS. That's the crawfish. That small auto bass crankbait. Some more one knockers. I got that color for Florida, but man, that thing looks good. That's the brown gold. Some more T7. Got some 10 pound, some 14 pound. That'll be sweet to have. Got some more of my go-to jerkbait color. That's pearl shad. Got some of the deep ones for Chickamauga. When that water gets really cold, which it is, it's a killer. Bold table rock shad. Some of the shallow ones. I got the deep ones I showed you a second ago. Then got 2 more boxes real quick to open, and that'll be it. You know, hopefully you enjoyed this. Got to see some cool new baits. I don't want any calls from angry wives talking about a big tackle warehouse bill or something like that. But just want to showcase some really awesome lures. Tell you what I'm excited about this year. That same color. I got it in the one knocker though. Just because I know that's a fish catching son of a gun, and I want to have it in every style available. Because that's kind of been the deal these past 2 weeks is that color. And this is a cool color too. This is the Ghost Pearl Blue. And it's kind of a sexy shad, but it's a little bit more translucent, and that's in the one knocker as well. But yeah, guys. So that's a whole lot of lures, and like I said, extremely blessed to have such a great sponsor. And y'all go out, help me out, buy some Yo-Zuri, some hardcore products, and good luck in the water, guys. See y'all.